What's up? Davy V with you, DavyVTV, and those of you who are starting to follow the channel and have followed my work may kind of be quickly realizing that this is a little bit of a different turn from the norm. Usually I'm behind the camera. I've gotten a lot of requests from regular viewers, you know, asking me, Davy, why you not in front of the camera? Why are you always behind the camera? So what I'm trying to do with the channel is take it to a level where I'm showcasing different things, and I'm not just always jumping out on a cop and, you know, which I'm all good for that, and that's what I love to do. But I'd like to do, a lot of you may not realize, apart from the First Amendment audits that I do and the right to record and everything that I'm always trying to instill and educate and inform viewers on their First Amendment right to record and hold police accountable, whether it's the ID checks I do with random stops, you know, when I randomly stop and approach police officers. But that's all good. But there's going to be a lot of different things coming on the channel, and one of those is kind of like a throwback to how I started. Now, some of you that have followed me and my work for years will remember that in 1995 I started a hip-hop show called Keep It on the Real right here in Rock City, 585 Rocktown, Rochester, New York. And the show was basically community oriented, but the theme of the show was hip-hop.
We're back here with Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Got my man in the house, you know what I'm saying? What street? Tell the people what's up with the hood.
This 18th right here, you in Ill-Town. First thing, don't stop at no lights. Go through all of them. Carjack Capital.
Now, Tretch, I done seen you, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Florida myself. I seen you in spring break. I like one thing, you know what I'm saying? You said it a lot. If you ain't never been
to the ghetto, don't ever come to the ghetto, because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. So stay the fuck out of the ghetto. Word up.
And it's something that I miss, and it's something that I've gotten away from. And it's something that when I did it, there were certain key figures who I've always admired and who I've always respected in Rochester, and particularly when it comes to Rochester's rich hip-hop culture and hip-hop roots. And that's why it's a pleasure and an honor to introduce to you guys who make this channel possible, you know, and all the new subscribers that we're getting every day, which I really appreciate it. I want to introduce you guys to a very good friend of mine and a legend in Rochester, New York. You know,
what's up, y'all?
It's my man Dantes.
How y'all doing?
And get used to this face right here. Here, let's zoom in on him a little bit. Get used to him because
don't zoom in on the blemishes.
He's going to be a regular on this channel, and he's going to be, you know, someone that we're going to ride with a lot. So there's going to be random videos where we might be, you know, maybe it's just Dantes behind, you know, behind or in front of the camera. So right now we on the Avenida. Say it again. I like how you say it.
La Avenida.
La Avenida, which is North Clinton Avenue, which, you know, is basically the hub of the Latino community here in Rochester, a community which, I mean, predominantly Puerto Rican, but there's over the years, right, Dantes?
Yeah, we got Cubans, we got Dominicans.
Absolutely.
We got all kinds of people here.
Absolutely. And so tell the people a little bit about you, man. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Introduce yourself. We did already, but, you know, kind of go into a little bit of introduction about your past and then your connections as far as, you know, with the hip hop, with the art in Rochester, New York. What up, 585? 585, we see it out here. No doubt, Papa.
Love all over, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I'm Dante for those that know me, and for those who don't know me, I'm special breed from Clinton's Avenue's finest. Down in elevation, back in the day, we kind of like, sort of, you know, came out with the graffiti scene, and we kind of supported that hip-hop aspect of all the, you know, beats and things, making music. So now we're a lot older, and we want to expose a lot of other things that might be beneficial to our youth.
Right.
And maybe to you grown folk out there that maybe you've been expecting or waiting for something like this.
Absolutely.
Been wanting something like this.
Exactly.
But nobody has really had the heart or the know-how to do it.
To really bring it. Absolutely.
Me and my boy done teamed up. It's been a long time. We're talking about like 2 decades talking about it. And now we found it suitable as a day like today to come on La Avenida, Clinton, and talk about certain things. Maybe we could, put our heads together and make something happen where everybody will love and enjoy to watch something informative, hip, modern, Latino. You already know, with power. So, we're going to see what happens, man. As time goes on, we're going to make it happen and make it nice for everybody.
One thing that's changed, and I'm sure Dantes will agree with this, is that we've all gotten older. You know what I mean? There's people, by the way, this is crazy. Someone reached out to me right here on YouTube.
Gray hairs,
I know, right? Someone reached out to me. I know, right? Someone reached out to me actually a couple weeks ago right here on YouTube, but they sent me like an inbox message and they took it way back. They said, Davy, I followed your work for years. Do you remember the youngsters interview that you did, asking me at the War Memorial? And I'm like, wow, that was 1995. So I know there's viewers that remember that connection I had to keep it on the real. And one thing that's changed though since then, 20 years ago, is, we have families, you know what I mean? We have families, and, with family comes responsibilities, but time permitting, right. I want you to know you're always welcome down here, bro.
Yes.
And, this is your outlet. Anything that you want to get out there, we're going to be covering events together. We're going to do some regular stuff. So, again, all that said, can you break down for the viewers, okay, a little bit of the history of this Ave that we are on right now, La Avenida?
La Avenida, man. It's full of culture, I remember a long time ago when the Puerto Rican festival used to be held in Brown Square.
Whoa.
Right off of J Street.
Yep.
It was open to everybody.
West Side.
And it was really live. A lot of people used to go. They used to showcase a lot of young talent from here.
Right.
I used to remember, people that we knew from the community be on stage performing. Antonetti's being one of them, man. They were bad.
Absolutely.
Man. And look at them today, man. They like the toughest ever.
Yep. But Antonetti's one of Rochester's biggest bands, salsa bands that's ever come out.
Gotta be proud of them if you're a true Rochester Rican.
No doubt.
Or, if you're a Rochester Latino, you know? But
or a Cuban that's kind of was transplanted and is kind of Cuban with a lot of Rican-esque. So
you got a lot of Cubanitos in here that been here since the beginning of our Puerto Rican, growing here.
Right.
So, don't undermine the Latinos that have been here since the beginning. Mexican, Dominican, Cubans. We got all kinds of South Americans that are here that people don't really know because they didn't want to expose themselves. Because back in the day, it was very racist, especially here on La Avenida. I used to see, days where it couldn't be any other color in this avenue. Even before Puerto Ricans were here, it were Italians. And they were very, boundary like they didn't want anybody to come in their territory.
Right, like stay on your side kind of.
It used to be a lot of fight for turf, how people say, but Rochester, Clinton Avenue, it was my place where I could be me. My father owned a bar right up the street from here for many years, and as chores, I used to have to come and clean up the bar and take out the empties and fill up the refrigerator. I hated the job. Now I wish I had it because I could sure go for a beer right now. But yeah, other than that, Rochester is a staple for the Puerto Rican community, man. All the people used to come up and down Clinton Avenue and showcase their cars, their motorcycles, and go up and down Clinton Avenue. And then the police kind of stopped that because, it got rowdy, I guess. We used to make too much noise. And now, they kind of like block off everything. But, other than that, we still got a lot of Boricua love. There's a lot of culture here. and it's grown a lot. It's very intense right now.